Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles Sebastian, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. ESPN is crashing out right now, man. They are absolutely crashing out to the point where I think one of their analysts on ESPN yesterday essentially said that LeBron is a better player than Kawhi Leonard and Giannis Antetokounmpo being acquired. They're at this point right now. You have Shams out there doing public, like basically doing PowerPoint presentations, trying to get teams to sign LeBron. And you have Stephen A. Smith even out here crying that teams need to come together and pay LeBron because the Lakers didn't want to pay him $40 million. Take a listen to these guys here. Take a listen to them.
To land LeBron James as it stands today, early morning, July 1st.
Only LeBron James knows in his heart where he's leaning on any of these teams. That, you can't rule out another team also coming out of the woodwork. Is there a Denver Nugget, potential pitch that they have? There's a slew of other teams, San Antonio, the Knicks. Like, if you are a NBA team that has contending aspirations, LeBron James, according to my sources, it is not a financially driven decision. That means that if you want to slot him in, if you want to pitch him on a minimum, pitch him on an exception, pitch him on a non-max contract, clearly there seems to be a window there. So I think a lot of the focus around the league is around those three teams, but you never know what can take shape.
You're a superstar in this league, getting paid $50 million. Luka comes in. They immediately hand him the franchise, which is no crime there. He feels dismissed and disrespected to some degree. Then you ask him to be a third option, deferring to Austin Reeves. And then after you do all of that, you're talking about him taking anywhere from a $30 to a $40 million pay cut. I mean, listen, we can't just look at somebody and say, oh, they're a mercenary and they're just going to the highest bid. That's not what this is. That's not what this is. Y'all got to remember, the Chicago Bulls underpaid Jordan for years. And then the last 2 years of his career in Chicago, he got 30 and 33 million respectively. And when that happened, you even had people around the league like Pat Riley and others saying that, you know what, it should be entertained, that every team should chip in to pay Michael Jordan, and that cap constraints shouldn't apply to him because he's meant so much to the financial backbone of the league. Everybody should play a role in paying Michael Jordan because he helped get everybody paid. Now, did LeBron do that? No. But he's done an awful lot for the league. He's done an awful lot for the league.
You heard them there. But then it gets worse. This morning, I was going through the internet and I came across a post on Instagram. This is from Shanae today, right? Shanae Ogumike on ESPN. And it was featuring some comments that Ramona Shelburne said. And I want to show you guys a thumbnail quickly. It says, I don't feel LeBron is beloved in LA. Ramona Shelburne on LeBron's LA exit. And then it goes on. LeBron's Laker era is over. But how will the Lakers actually remember him? Ramona Shelburne says he restored the franchise to relevance, but was never truly loved in LA. But before we even get into the audios, because we want to play Ramona Shelburne's audio and Shanae's audio as well, because they had some things to say. We want to play all of their audios. Today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, Prize Picks. It's a scorching sports summer, and you can make all your picks on Prize Picks. Women's basketball and baseball are heating up, and with big tennis slams and major golf tournaments on the horizon, you can make your picks for all these events and more all summer long on Prize Picks, America's #1 sports pick app. I think I'm going to get into soccer this summer with Prize Picks. They're offering everything from group stage winners to goals scored, and I'm excited to watch the big stars from countries like Argentina, Brazil, France, and the US and win money while doing it. What's cool is that I can stack game winners from soccer, NBA, women's basketball, and baseball on top of my player picks for even bigger payouts. And Prize Picks is available in all 50 states, including California, Texas, Georgia, and Florida. The entire summer of soccer is on Prize Picks, all 48 countries and every matchup. And if you rep your side during the tournament on Prize Picks, you could win a trip to the final in New York. It's the biggest tournament ever, which means there's even more opportunities to cash in while you root for your favorite national sides and global soccer stars. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Prize Picks, a preferred partner of the NBA. All right, perfect. So what I want to do is I want to play what they had to say, take a listen to the sound there, and I'm going to come back and continue on the show.
But I don't feel like LeBron is beloved in LA. I don't even think he's really appreciated. I do radio in LA all the time, and you wouldn't believe the callers we get. I was at that game where he passed Kareem. It was a nice moment, but it was not the kind of moment that Kobe had. It was not like people clapped, people got their phones out, but it wasn't like a real love. It was like, I'm thinking we got the World Cup here. And it's like if you go watch somebody else's national team in a big game and you're like, hey, this is cool. But it's not their own. Like LeBron James came here late in his career. His best years were elsewhere. People appreciated him to some extent, but I don't think they really did.
What you can't take away from LeBron James is that he has won 3 championships with 3 different teams, and he brought the Lakers, like you said, back to relevance. They got what some people say, they put an asterisk on the bubble
That was
championship.
the hardest championship to win.
And why so?
Because you had to give up everything. You had to give up everything in that championship. You had to be away from your family for 3 months. I know there was a lot of players that tapped out, a lot of teams that tapped out that couldn't take it. People have spoken. Paul George spoke openly about that, about how hard that bubble was, and so I think that was the hardest championship for anyone to win. I thought it was no surprise that it was the Lakers and the Heat who had the 2 most mentally tough players in the NBA that were in the finals that year, Jimmy Butler and LeBron James. And so I think people in Los Angeles did not appreciate him the way he should have been, and I think they will miss him now that he is gone. But it's what happens. You got Luka Doncic. This was always going to happen. They traded for Luka, and LeBron's days were numbered. And it's really weird. Like, I mean, have you ever been in a situation where someone younger than you, and I don't want to say better, but kind of does the same stuff as you in your prime? You ever been there?
Yeah.
I mean, he's still amazing.
No. Like when I was playing, when I was playing,
Yeah.
I was like, Asia Wilson comes into the league, and I'm like, oh shoot, like this is a level up. The game continues to evolve and get better.
So you saw that there. ESPN is in scramble mode right now. They are scrambling. They're trying to do everything in their power to lighten the blow from this decision from the Lakers. Because the Lakers essentially showed LeBron James the door. And this is something that they had been planning for a while now. I want to put up a post here. It says, LA inquired about Walker Kessler as far back as early in 2023-24 campaign. Utah's asking price was too steep. Luka Doncic asked the Lakers to find an A-list center this offseason. Utah now has had more motivation to move Kessler. You have that there. Then, of course, you have the other one where you have the post of people are showing Anthony Davis basically saying that of Anthony Davis crying for a big man. They never did it, and all of a sudden Luka Doncic did it. Then he did as well. Then we have another post here, and we probably play the sound here. This is of Kendrick Perkins. I'm going to show you the post. It says, "I strongly believe he deserves a statue." Kendrick Perkins on LeBron James's tenure with the Lakers. For those of you guys that didn't hear what Kendrick had to say, take a listen to this here.
I think he deserves a statue, to be honest with you. When you look at the records he broke in a Laker uniform, like getting the all-time scoring record, like that moment with him and Kareem winning the NBA championship, like stacking up those accolades and what he did as an individual, like we said, this is the longest he's ever played for any franchise. Like, he has broken records, and it's along with delivering the championship. I know a lot of Laker fans out there are going to be in my comments, and they probably already are saying that I'm crazy, but I strongly believe he deserves a statue.
You saw him there. Then the next post, they're posting a slide with LeBron and the 40,000, and all they've been doing is damage control ever since. It's all damage control. They've been pushing one narrative after the other narrative, after the other narrative, after the other narrative, and the entire thing is falling apart. It's falling apart. If LeBron was the guy that you say he was, why is he looking to accept a minimum contract? The truth of the matter was the Lakers were the only team that he knew was going to pay him those $40 million or those max money. But the LeBron fans that were pissed off at Austin Reeves, he ain't worth nothing. The market said so. Detroit was willing to pay him max dollars, over $200 million. So the market said so. If LeBron is a max guy, why aren't there any max offers out there on the table for him? If he's a max guy, the way you guys like to say he is, where are the offers on the table to offer him max dollars? Where are these offers? Then they can say, okay, let's match it. There are no offers. That's why they put out the statement that his agent said, the LeBron said it's no longer about money. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, sure. Yes, because LeBron just woke up one day and decided he doesn't want to make any more money. Sure. Last year, he wanted a contract extension. You think if he went to the Lakers and said, I'll sign for the minimum, I'm not interested in money, man. Money's not important. Happiness is what's important. You guys can give me the minimum, and I'll sign with you. You think the Lakers want to give him a contract? Of course they would have. But we all know that that's not the case. They're just trying to spin the narrative, and it's not working. It's just not working.